Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart. Ever wonder how our dollar bill came to look like it does? And just why did they do it that way? Most of us today really don't care what the dollar bill looks like. We care more about the number. If it's a 5 or a 10, especially if it's a $100 bill. But did you know that our dollar bill is, well, it's like a message, kind of a code, an important set of steps sent for us by our founding fathers to show us what our nation must do to be successful. And what I'm about to show you, you've probably never known before until now. So here goes. Shortly after America declared its independence, the First Continental Congress commissioned Benjamin Franklin to design just what our nation's seal would look like. It took him 4 years, but the paper money we have today still carries a lot of his original design. Grab a dollar bill and let's take a look. Now, we all call it paper money, but did you know our so-called paper money is not really paper at all? It's a fabric made up of cotton and linen. That's the reason why it can get wet and it doesn't fall apart. And they made it that way purposefully. They even starched it so that it would be nice and crisp and it wouldn't be so easy to be destroyed. So as we look at our money, it's not just as simple as we think it out to be. But let's look at the picture on the front of the dollar bill. On the right side, you see the U.S. Treasury Seal. It's a green circle. You see it? On the top, you see a picture of scales, balancing scales, to depict the idea of a balanced budget. Okay, Founding Fathers Code Point 1. Our founding fathers did not believe in borrowing money and going into debt. Benjamin Franklin had been a successful businessman all of his life, and he and the others believed that a nation must be run like a business, so much different than today. They believed that you must live within your means, and that includes a nation. They believed that America's budget must balance. Don't spend more money than you have. And today, especially during this early race for our next U.S. president, so many of the Democrat Party hopefuls are promising that if you elect them, they will give you more and more money. Free this, free that. And they don't have the slightest thought about balancing our budget. And we get deeper and deeper in debt by the trillions every year. Why are they saying all of this? To get your vote. Now, in the center of that same green circle, you see a carpenter's square. What does that mean? Well, the carpenter's square is a tool used for building. It's a tool that's been used for years to see that a cut is even, signifying fairness and accuracy. Founding Fathers Code Point 2. Our nation's money business must be fair and accurate. And finally, below the carpenter's square is a key, signifying the authority of a government standing behind this Treasury Seal. Now, when you turn the dollar over, you see two circles. Both of these together make up the Great Seal of the United States. Take a look. In the left circle, you see a pyramid. Look at its side. The front face of the pyramid is lighted up, but the western side is dark. This was signifying that our country was just beginning to be explored, and the western part of our nation had, well, it was still dark, unknown. Now, notice this. The top of the pyramid is uncapped. It has no connected top. Once again, signifying incompleteness, that our work as a nation had just begun. And look at the pyramid cap stone. At the top, you have an eye. This is called the all-seeing eye, an ancient symbol for divinity. Founding Fathers Code Point 3. It was our founding fathers' belief that one person could not build a nation alone, but a group of people with God's mighty help could accomplish anything. And our founding fathers wanted all in our nation, all in the world, to know that we as a nation will trust God to help us build America. How so true. Now, above the pyramid is a Latin word, annuit coeptis, meaning God has favored our undertaking. Once again, another reference to Almighty God leading our nation, blessing us as we follow Him. Founding Fathers Code, point 4. God is with us in our new nation building. And you know what? The Bible says, if God be with us, who can be against us? The words below the pyramid even go further. They're also Latin, Novus Ordo Seclorum, meaning a new order has begun. Founding Fathers Code, point 5. For any nation to be successful, there must be order, law, and order. And when the citizens in a city like New York City, when they're attacking the police, even if it's water, they are out of order. And I cannot believe that no one is stopping them. Now, on the right side, you see the bald eagle. He's holding an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other. The bald eagle was chosen as our national symbol because he is brave and strong and smart enough to fly above any storm or circumstance. In the eagle's beak, you read the Latin words e pluribus unum, meaning from many people, one nation. One nation under God. You see, people had come together from all around the world to start this new nation. But by the way, you think there was no rule or order in the coming to America all the way back then? There has always been rules and steps to follow to come to America and to become a U.S. citizen. Only now are some of our leaders, mostly all Democrats, trying to tear down the order, to eliminate all rules. Just let people stroll in. They will try to make you think that it's always been that way, but not so. Wow, there's a whole lot of talk just on that topic alone. But let's move on. One other note, Founding Fathers Code, point 6. Why are some in our nation refusing to be just Americans? Why must we be Jewish Americans or Mexican Americans or African Americans? Can't we all just be Americans? We are to be one in one accord. Now we see the eagle, but just what about the olive branch and the arrows the eagle is holding? What does all of that mean? Well, the olive branch is a symbol of peace. That's what our country really wants, peace. That's why his face is turned toward the olive branches. But in the other talon is arrows, 13 total, signifying war, meaning we as a nation want peace, but we're willing to fight to protect our peace, and we mean it. Founding Fathers Code, point 7. We as a nation want peace, but mess with us and we will fight you and win. Now we're almost finished. Don't miss this last one. Notice the eagle has a shield on his chest, but it is unsupported, signifying that we as a nation are free and supported by no one except Almighty God. Once again, God is our hope and our strength and our shield. Now, maybe all this symbolism doesn't mean much to you, to other Americans today, but it should. To our founding fathers, these symbols reflected the ideals and principles and beliefs this nation would be built upon. And to the 56 signers of our Declaration of Independence, this wasn't just shallow talk, because as soon as they signed that Declaration of Independence, before the ink could even dry, each of these men had been branded by the king as traitors, and they were sentenced to die, and some did. I challenge you today to pass this podcast video around to any and to all, and know this: if we don't follow the code message laid out by our founding fathers, if we don't follow Almighty God, if we fail to get back on the right track that they gave us, we will soon, way too soon, lose God's favor, lose His support, and we will be through. Is that what we want for our country, for our children, for our grandchildren? Think about it. I'm Jerry Stewart. Don't forget to pray for America. See you next time.